whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. Hi everyone, my name is Shang Shin, and I introduced my company, Greener. And as we mentioned, it was all produced this past weekend, and I'm really happy to speak to you guys about it. So, this idea all came this past weekend when one of my teammates, his name is Cal, he went home, and his mom has a tomato garden. And so one of these tomatoes was going spotted, and she didn't know what was wrong with it. So she took a picture of it, put it in an envelope, and mailed it over to someone to the Rural Society. And hopefully within a week, they'll get back to her with an answer. So we saw this as a big problem where all these small farmers don't have access to plant pathologists. And here's where Greener comes in. So first look at the scope of the problem. So 30 to 40% of harvests is lost each year due to plant disease. And as a result, this leads to a 20% economic loss for farmers. And just looking at one particular disease in plant pathology, citrus disease, 75,000 jobs and 8 billion was lost. Now, here's your Greener company. So we aim to take the guesswork out of plant pathology. And how it works is that it is a mobile application that will first identify, diagnose, and treat any type of plant disease. Now, let me go ahead and take you through and show you exactly how it works. So here it is. You pull the application. Here's the background. And what you do, you take a picture of your crop or whatever you want to take a picture of to see exactly what's wrong with it. So here we have a leaf. Take a picture of it, upload it into our database, into our cloud, and let's see what happens. Perfect. No issues detected, but it shows you that it is gardenia leaf. Now, let's go ahead and look at a leaf or a gardenia that does have pollen. Let's see. So, here we have the leaf. Pull it up. Perfect. It shows that it has mineral deficiency. Exactly what we want to know. And then use the solution to diagnose and treat this plant disease. So what it's doing here is that it's leveraging our data provided by UC IPM and USDA, and it's using kind of machine learning, but it is using machine learning to go ahead and look at what we have in our database and cross-reference that to your picture. And I'll show you what exactly the plant disease is. Okay, now let's look at who exactly needs this. So first we have the urban small farmers, and what exactly are their options currently? First, as I mentioned, as Cal's mom, as these informal channels like the Rural Society. And second, they can hire independent crop consultants. It costs about $1,800 to $1,900. So is that really an option for them? I don't think so. And then now let's look at developing countries. What are their options? They have even less resources and even less capital. But what do they have? They have smartphones. And by the year 2020, there will be 5 billion smartphones in the world, with 1 billion alone in Africa. So they will have access to our technology and our application. Now, let's look at how might we make money on this. So first, let's look at the small independent farmers. So we know that there's about 570 million farms in the world, about 63,000 in California, and about 750 just in the Yolo County of small farms, which will be our first target market. And for these kind of farmers, we won't charge them because every time they upload a picture into our application, they're organically adding to the value of our data set and our product. But where will we add money or will we make money is through these large agriculture trade enterprises who will want our data and our analytics to show them exactly what trends are happening in the market, what to grow, how to grow, and when to grow. Now, that's kind of our product. what's next is we're very hopeful to offer multilingual support because we know that the majority of farmers don't all speak the same language, and then also support to those that are illiterate by offering videos instead of just full text. And further, we'll go ahead and look at geographic data to provide trends in where exactly people are going in what area, what kind of diseases are most prevalent, and further we'll have partnerships with government entities such as USDA who will need these insights for policy, and also private enterprises such as Miracle-Gro, and something I think is very cool is potentially having partnerships with people or companies such as Facebook and leveraging their visual recognition software for their photos to add to a vertical of theirs to look at plants. And that's kind of my product. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm very hopeful to answer any questions in the Q&A section.
So you had 10 seconds to go. So how can this community help you?
I think this community can definitely help in terms of, I think, really adding to our data set. That's really hard to kind of get because a lot of this data is very scattered. And also, I think developing that data more out because it was, as I mentioned, developed this past weekend, so like 2 days, 5 or 6 days ago, or no, sorry, 4 days ago. So.
Yeah, it started Friday. So, how much sleep did you get?
We actually got a bit of sleep because it was started Friday and Sunday, so in total, I'd say about 9 hours this weekend. Pretty good for a hackathon.
All right, I'll open it up for questions.
Nice job, 10 seconds. 4 days, I thought this would be further along, but so is this going to be open to any type of foliage whatsoever, not just plants? For instance, could you do trees? Because I know national parks have a lot. That might be a good beach for you, actually. Trees in Monterey County have been dropping from a disease called pitch canker, and it's actually very viral. From one tree catches it from the other. So will you be able to spread it beyond just crop plants?
Yes, exactly. That's the beauty of technology. So once we develop the algorithm, which we did develop this past weekend, it can leverage any type of data that you're able to provide. So if you provide us with, we probably need a couple thousand pictures of this disease, then we can put that into our cloud and use our algorithm to go ahead and look at what exactly is happening, and then we'll be able to diagnose and treat that particular plant disease. We just need the data set right now.
So adding on to that would be cool is actually being able to take pictures of soil and dirt types and seeing if it's compatible with what you want to plant. You know what I mean? So if this is too much of a clay inundated type of soil area, it may not be compatible with whatever you're trying to plant in that area. So this might be a neat add-on.
That is actually. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Okay.
So I obviously saw you this weekend at the hackathon, and y'all had like an all-star team, man. Really sharp guys. Y'all seemed like y'all came together really well to build something. What are the plans for the team? Are y'all sticking with the same team? Was it a couple of you that kept going? Tell us about the team a little bit.
Yeah, it's forward. Of course, definitely. That's probably a part I mentioned. Well, we had a team of 4. Myself, I was kind of on the business side, and then we had 2 members which are developers. So if you look at this picture here, we have Scott, I can't really tell which one fish, but Scott and John, who are developers, rock stars, and then we have Cal, who his mom I mentioned in the speech. He was our kind of designer, and we came together really well. Honestly, I met these guys just this past weekend, so I think Scott and John knew each other, but everyone else, we just all came together this weekend. And it shows you how much we're able to do, and kind of, I think it shows a lot of what further this company can go, or how we can grow, because considering we had 2 days to develop this product, this presentation, and this pitch. So, definitely very happy with the team we found, and that's kind of it. Yeah.
Do you have a roadmap to MVP?
Yes, so we do have the product ready. So I don't have the application on my phone, it's on Scott's phone unfortunately, but it is a working application. So if you take any type of Guardian leaf, which is the data set we have right now, take a picture of it, it will show you exactly if it's healthy or not.
For someone who's interested in the cannabis industry, you talked about trees and other foliage. I think with the market changing, I think that'd be a good opportunity for you guys to grow in that area.
Yeah.
And you're talking about soil deficiency as well, knowing if your plant's lacking in some nutrients or what have you, and what could you do, and what is this specific strain? Is it a hybrid of some sort? And that might be another area you would want to consider.
Definitely. Thank you for that.
Are you going to crowdsource the photos, or are you going to find them all? Like, are you going to invite people to upload their own photos and say what it is, what the plant is?
Yeah. So right now, using the data set we have right now, UCFPM and USDA, it gives us kind of a good base of data, but then exactly, we want to really leverage the independent farmers, the small farmers to upload their data, which really is going to add to the value of our products.
And I have a different idea for your technology, and I don't know if something exists, but I used to go on a lot of hikes, and one of the fun things was identifying the plants and the flowers and things that I'd see along the way. And there's a lot of guidebooks for that, and like identifying flowers, it's like a painting. It's like what shape, how many petals, what color, whatever, and then you see like 20 things it could possibly be. But I'm wondering if that could be like if there could be an app to identify things in nature, what kind of plant or tree or whatever
Right.
it would be, even partnering maybe with the national parks as an app that people could download that would help them enjoy that more.
Definitely. I think that could definitely be vertical to pursue. As mentioned, that's why I'm really hopeful for this application. All we need is a data set, because we have the algorithm to identify what a plant will be, just using the pictures of it to upload into our cloud. Yeah. Sorry.
Two questions. How do you determine when you say, oh, small farmers and large farmers, at what point is small, what point is large? But it doesn't seem like for large farmers, they probably already know all the diseases and stuff. And is that different in the United States as compared to other countries? That's question one. Question two, at what point do you call up Miracle-Gro and you're like, oh, we have X amount of users. I don't think you call up, like 10 users.
Right.
At what point do you call up those companies they can monetize?
Right. So to your first question, a small farm is considered one with less than 180 acres. And they also, the revenue structure is like they have to make less than 50K net income per year. And sorry, second part of that question?
And internationally, is it the same?
Internationally, I'm not entirely sure. We want to focus really here in the U.S. and in particular here in the Yolo County as our first market. And second question, at what point will we look to potentially an acquisition?
Well, at what point do you call up Miracle-Gro and say, oh, we have a whole bunch of users, advertised?
Gotcha. So at the point where we feel that our database will present to them something of value that they don't currently have access to.
And what is that?
So we would say, well, honestly, right now, they don't have access to real-time geospatial data. So when we have that, we're going to show what people are producing, what kind of diseases are most prevalent in which areas, then we'll really be able to be of value to them.
Oh, I just thought you were going to advertise Miracle-Gro to the farmers.
Oh, no, we don't want to go for a advertising structure.
Why?
Because we see that, okay, right now, in terms of revenue structure for a lot of mobile applications, there's first two that are very, very prevalent and most profitable. So there's the advertising, which are kind of sponsorships, and then there's also subscription-based. So right now, advertising, that's the most prevalent, but it doesn't make the most money. What does make the most money is subscription-based. But we want to see right now, we're going to focus on growing the value of our products. So in that way, we don't want to advertise and potentially scare out people and make them worry like, oh, they're just trying to make money. We're really trying to diffuse our product and get to as many farmers as possible.
But I'm saying, as soon as you're diffused and you've reached a large scale, at what point are you going to monetize and how are you going to do that?
So exactly, we're going to sell these products, the data set that we're able to collect free because from these farmers.
Does Miracle-Gro want something like that?
They do want that.
Yeah,
They do.
so my major concern would be
your protection of your data set for cybersecurity. Because pretty quickly, if you've got a really large data set, even just in California, right, you'd actually be able to accurately predict what's going to happen in the futures market. So you'd actually have one of the most valuable data sets to get hacked in the world.
Right.
So you would actually, that would be my number one concern is, well, how are you baking in cybersecurity from the beginning?
Right.
Because that's going to be your biggest vulnerability as a company from a reputation standpoint, right?
Right. So first, thank you for your questions. And just to address your question on cybersecurity. So right now we're just using Google Cloud. So any type of protection they offer is what we'll offer, but that's definitely an area that we will need to really focus on, especially as the data grows.
Real quick,
Yes, sir.
I think it's a fantastic product, and I think it's perfect for either Kickstarter or Indiegogo to raise some funds to get you going. That I don't know what your revenue model is or how soon this is going to be on the App Store. Any projections on when I'll see it?
Yeah, so we have the application fully developed. As far as actually putting it onto the App Store, we really look at the team. So myself, I'm a little bit younger actually than our other team members. We actually have like full-time jobs, which is why they're not here. So we want to look at whether we're actually going to pursue this idea or not. And in terms of revenue, there's really no projections because we don't have any real competitors in this market because we're kind of the first ones to do this kind of application. But if you look at maybe each photo, if we charge like 10 cents for it, and we have like 100 photos, then that's $10, and that's just for the photo itself. When we provide the analytics and our machine learning models to that, we can charge almost whatever we want because there's no infinity right now. So very helpful on that.
So hopefully 6 months maybe, if you decide to go forward with it, we'll see an app or?
I think being soon with that, all we need right now is the data. We've been able to use from the USD and GSIPM, but we don't know if we'll have further access to that because that's from the hackathon. So if we do have access to that, it could be next week, honestly, because we have that application developed. Of course.
So just on that note of data sets, the one that I use for plant identification is called CalFlora. That's not going to give you necessarily your disease coverage, but I honestly think you're going to, at least on the consumer-facing aspect of this, you're going to get more interest in plant identification than disease identification.
Gotcha.
I think. And part of that might boil down to people that know plants really well, like myself. I have an oddly specific background on this subject, so it's kind of weird.
That's cool.
You know, an over-application of nitrogen will cause a lockout of minerals in the soil, which will make the plant manifest a mineral deficiency. But the problem was adding too much nitrogen. So this is a complex thing, and one way to get around sort of misdiagnosis would be to allow for multiple photos to be uploaded. So like if your dog made some of your plants, it'll cause this mineral lockout at some point. But if you took a picture of that, you might start applying Calphos to your entire yard. And that might kill your other plant. So to be able to take multiple pictures, not just that leaf or that plant, but the entire crop, balance kind of analysis would enhance function for the user.
Definitely. I think that really just speaks to the complexity of plant pathology. So just thank you for that comment. Yes, sir.
What kind of business form are you guys looking at taking on? Because looking at what you guys are proposing, it seems to be it's a public benefit. I've actually looked into it more, maybe looking into the U.S. Department of Agriculture for commercial funding and then some kind of follow-on revenue model that's a customer-facing.
Right, exactly. So that's, I think, also the beauty of our product. We can go through any type of business model we want to look at. So first we can transition. So as you mentioned, we partner with the USD or the government, or we can partner with research institutions such as UC Davis. And then further after that, we can go ahead and reduce our transition to a rental company and potentially going through that private route. So does that kind of answer your question? Sort of?
We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I have 2 quick questions. So first question is a little generic. What are the milestones for your next 3 months? And secondly, you mentioned that you're using Google Cloud. And just for my information, I'd just like to know if you compared Google Cloud with Amazon. Not that I'm against Google Cloud, I'd like to use it. But how do you find Amazon as compared to Google Cloud?
Right. So I can answer that last question very easily. We were offered free credits from the hackathon, so that's why we use Google Cloud. And we're actually on for another $1,000 doing it. So we might just think of that. It's very tight to just have that $1,000 for free. And kind of our milestones. So I think within the next couple of weeks, we want to figure out if we want to pursue this idea with the team. And after that, I'd say hopefully producing or putting the app onto the App Store within the next month or so, or even further, maybe a couple of weeks, because we have it all developed. And then milestones after that is really compiling enough data, hopefully within a year, to produce some kind of a value product to sell to big agricultural trade companies, and really just go from there.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you very much for all the questions.
Great job.